So I took like an 1 3/8 hole saw and basically drilled this insulation here, and then I put the hole saw backwards in my drill bit and backwards in my drill, and got most of this thing. This is like almost an inch thick, this stuff. That's crazy. But now I'm using the small one and cleaning it up. It's pretty much done. I just had to make it big enough to fit the nuts, because of course what I decided to do with this 1940 Buick, besides just doing the AC, I'm going to try to make it look a little pretty. And I got this this guy. I drilled the 2 holes, you see, in the engine compartment here. And you can see those heater hoses there. There's 2 heaters, like a separate heat that goes into the fogger, and then a separate one that goes under the floor. Anyway, I put this this guy here, and I'll have the other one there as well. And I had to make it big enough in that insulation to be able to fit a socket in there to tighten the nut. So far so good. Came out pretty good. I can't even begin to describe how the smell is when this stuff starts burning. But it smells like, if your grandmother's closet went on fire with the mothballs. It was really a hell of a thing, with this idea that I had. I'm like, I'm gonna make it nicer. But I bought also a solid line, since I got this hose bender, the pipe bender now. It's kind of long, the line, so you got to put some rubber, but I'm trying to make a hard line as much as possible. So I'm gonna probably bend this hard line, down from there, and the small one is gonna go here and then go under the radiator. I'm gonna have a small piece of rubber there. So I bought some solid lines, vintage air stuff. That's what these long boxes here are for, these 2. I got a few different sizes. This is the big guy. This is 3 feet. And I figured this would be good for the engine compartment, but I probably could have got by with 2 feet, which just means I'll make more bends. But I mean, for the most part, on a straight run, it goes all the way from here to the edge of the radiator there. So like by bending it around, I should be fine, to take up some of the slack. I was first thinking about going, in that direction over there, but I'm probably gonna, run it along this side. The compressor's got to go this way over the radiator and down to the condenser, and then the condenser comes up, and I'm gonna mount the receiver dryer over here. I'm gonna have to put a small rubber line probably going to the firewall there, though, for the liquid line, unless I buy another piece. I'm not 100% sure. I know I had to put this solid line, and wherever the solid line ends, that's where I gotta start from. So I couldn't buy it. I could have guessed, but I didn't want to. I wanted to measure it and then do it. Do one half of it, and then figure out where it goes from there, and how much I would need. But I think it's going to come out pretty good. So I can actually bolt this in now if I want to. I kind of don't want to. I'm tired. But I was debating whether or not, and I'm glad I didn't, in a certain sense, because they have other heater boxes you could put. Because I really don't know if this heater's going to leak or whatever, or the defogger one. If that's another thing, like I and if it's worth it to get it, rebuilt at that point, because they have simple aftermarket heaters that are just like in their own contained box with their own contained blowers, but they have a thing with 4 of these. So if I was removing this and adding it, but I'm not, so I just figured I can buy another one for the heaters lines as well. Basically, it's 2, and then you're putting an AN line for the heater hose, and you put it to a barbed fitting, and it kind of looks cool, but I'm not really so into that. But I thought this would be good for the AC, only so the underneath the hood didn't have to get messed with as I was hooking it up under the dashboard. I figured that would be a pain in the neck, and at least this will be all run, and then you're not putting aluminum lines through a steel wall. yeah, they came with rubber, but then I had to make a bigger hole similar to that that hole right there, the original hole, in order to run these through. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'll run rubber under the dashboard. That way I can make it exactly how I want. And this I'll put mostly solid, and I'll just have to put, you know, rubber where I need to. You know, just the initial run going across here probably. But I'll see. You know, I'll see how I run it. What I think about, you know, when the time comes. Got to do the liquid line, I think, first, and the line going from the compressor over to the end. But it really doesn't matter. I can figure out something. Want it to look good, but I want to be able to remove the valve cover without having to discharge the AC and things like that. So, but just took a break on the Celebrity because I'm, you know, waiting for parts. So actually, I did something on the Celebrity today before my phone dies. Again, the parts. I'm so upset that something got lost in the mail. But I took off the grill because I got they were new old stock, the headlight doors, and I got a grill that's not new, but they said the chrome was good on it. So we'll see what happens. My chrome is pretty much all falling apart on all of these. You know. It's just not that kind of car, but you know, I said fuck it. Anyhow, I put a new cruise control thing in there. I got to find a clip for it. I got the hoses done. I put the what do you call it over here? Speedometer cable all the way to the tranny. Put the little Huya in for the speedometer cable, and couple more vacuum lines I got to sort out back there. The vacuum line for the heater valve as well, and I got to find the hold downs where the, you know, the like I got to get the hold down for this AC line, or make one and just put an aftermarket one with zippy screws. And the same thing with all these. They're kind of like funky and they fit funny, the original ones, you know, but they'll fit all right. But I think also one of the power steering lines had a hold down as well. That's all. Yeah, but you know what I did notice on this car is when I was underneath there for the when I was underneath here for putting in the speedometer cable, I'm like, wow, that's a lot more wet. And I remember in another video I was saying how it looked wet, but it was like old wet. But no, this is fresh wet. See, I just put the speedometer cable in and the thing, and I was suspecting. I was like, that looks like the last injector. Where is it? On the phone here. Where the hell am I? Where the hell? All right. Right there, that line. I don't know if it's the line is rotted or the ejector. I just figured if the line is rotted, it's just going to leak because that's a high pressure side. And it's hard to say if it's leaking from the threads or what. Somebody cross-threaded it, but to me, that looks like it's leaking. If that's leaking and it's the injector, I'm probably gonna. I have all 6 injectors. I just didn't want to change them because you have to take off the plenum. And if you take off the plenum, I don't have a gasket. I actually have a gasket. I just don't know what the fuck it is. That's another story, you know. But yeah, up here or something like that, or on the side here, one of these is a hole. This is a to hold down the. I think this goes in the corner here. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. I guess that wasn't the power steering. This return line. That's nice. I put some fluid in here too. I wonder if I should really be on the other side of this this pressure line here. And this pressure line is right up against the heater valve? It's hard to see. Doesn't look bad from the top, but kind of looks unnatural here. Yeah, I would say it has to go on the other side. It's gonna leak all over me when I undo it. It's up against the head, but it's the high part of the head. It's close to the valve cover. That's valve covers are cool in engine sense. But I'm more concerned about the leak here. Probably why, you know, it kind of stumbled and everything when it warmed. Well, I'm a little bummed. I was making a video and it cut off on me again, but it didn't actually save it. So my phone kept freezing up. You'll see in the last video when I was showing what the floorboards are rotted on this car. You know, I must really love this car though. No, I like it, you know, and it's what I got, so fuck it. But yeah, I was basically saying that you know, got to work out the little kinks here and there. You know, not everything goes together by memory. You know, sometimes you can't remember, and you think does it go this way or go that way. So there's a couple of things, and also aftermarket hoses. You know, if somebody stepped on it, you know, in production or whatever, and they have to tweak it and bend it, and I got to find a place to make sure everything stays down and away from, you know, other things that could, you know, affect it. So hopefully I figure all that out, you know, and that's it. Thanks for watching. One more video, 11 seconds. All right, real quick. So phone is freezing up. That's what I was trying to say, and it's freezing up now, so I really got to end it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this update between the two cars. So I decided to do it. Came out pretty good. Had to enlarge the top hole a little bit using the method I was saying in the last video. But the only problem I had with it, I put an O-ring actually on each side to, on the back side of each one to make it so it was definitely sealed. But too thick of an O-ring and it was sticking away from the wall, so I put a little tiny guy. But you see it's not quite lined up, and by twisting it, when you tighten it, it kind of moves it. And there's plenty of wiggle room, so I gotta have somebody like hold it for me in the right place. But you know, it's not terrible. I mean, what am I gonna do? But yeah, I'll probably just do that. I'll have a helper when I get hold of one, you know. But came out pretty good. I think it'll set it up for something nice to be here. Be nice to get rid of these rust marks. Oh well.